The food you eat is turned into sugar, which is called glucose, and glucose travels to all of your cells through the bloodstream. If you have diabetes, your body has trouble controlling the level of glucose in your blood.
Something triggered my diabetes at 18. That's when I got diagnosed. Because up until that point, I would have like blood tests done and they'd come out normal. So I had blurry vision and frequent urination and thirst, and I was extremely tired and I lost a lot of weight. With type 1 diabetes, there's a lot of just self-monitoring.
Did that hurt?
Oh no, I've done this multiple times a day. It doesn't hurt at all anymore. That's super high. So I had a really carby breakfast.
So what should it say? What's ideal?
Post your meal, 2 hours later, it should be less than 10.
Having too much or too little glucose in your blood can damage your heart, blood vessels, kidneys, brain, and nerves.
Talk to me about the preventative side of it. You can't do that with type 1, but with type 2, you can stay healthy, you can stay active.
If you have a healthy diet and stay active, you're less likely to get it, but there is still a predisposition of your genes.
Now, there seems to be a growing concern with type 2 diabetes being diagnosed in people at a younger age.
That is true. We are seeing that generally more kids are being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes than historically adults.
Why is that?
It can be the environment or your health and what you're doing with your families.
In some cases, people with diabetes need to take daily insulin shots.
So there's a reservoir of insulin in there that I refill.
Okay.
And then it's connected to this flexible tubing, which then leads to this infusion set. And at the end of this infusion set is a small flexible tube called a cannula, and that's what pierces through my skin. So the insulin travels from the reservoir through the tubing and into my body.
So I would imagine that there's certain type of diets that will be more prone to the diabetes. Like I see South Asians here, and then we've got the Aboriginals. Is that the case?
Yeah, so traditionally their diets kind of involve a lot of like oil frying, a lot of like meat.
Yeah, I like my curries.
Yeah, so we kind of put a healthy spin on their traditional recipes while introducing them to Western foods as well.
All right. With diabetes, you have an incredible support system behind you of healthcare professionals. So not only do you have your family physician, but you have your endocrinologists, nurses, and dietitians. So if you have any questions, they're a great resource to go to.
Your doctor can help you with a diet and medication plan so that your blood sugar is regulated.
We've been running camps for kids with type 1 diabetes. So type 1 diabetes, usually there's about the same number of kids living with type 1 diabetes across the country as there are elementary schools. So it's usually one kid in every school has type 1, which can be very isolating. So we create programs so they can enjoy a summer camp just like any other kid and meet other kids living with the same disease that they're living with.
I mean, there's like also an emotional aspect to diabetes. Yes. It's not publicized as often as like, complications and stuff like that. But, living with a chronic illness, it's tough, it can be overwhelming, and it's nice to reach out to other people living with diabetes as well. Just throw this in the compost.
November, it's National Diabetes Awareness Month across Canada. What kind of an awareness are we putting out there about diabetes in Canada?
Yeah, so everyone can take the CAN risk test. If you go to the diabets.ca website, you can find out more information and find out if you're at risk for type 2 diabetes.